Okay. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So let's start. So I was typing something you have already seen that um, Hive is a kind of data warehousing system in Hadoop. Am I audible? Can you hear me properly and see the screen, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, Freya.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you for confirming that. All right. So here, what is a warehousing system? Think of a warehouse of some products. You have lots of things. Think of an inventory inside Amazon warehouse. It contains a lot of things, a lot of stuff. Okay. And all this stuff and things are organized as per category. Okay. If you want to keep some food storage or food products, you have to have a special location with temperature controlled, with environmental factors controlled. Okay. So there are a lot of factors that define where to keep a product or products. Okay. So likewise, we organize products not only for the purpose of maintaining environment. In a regular warehouse, products are kept in such a way that if you need some of these products, you can get it as much faster. You don't have to just keep searching. Okay, a needle in the haystack. So you have to organize data in such a way that you can just go and get the product right away. So warehousing is a kind of organization of data in a convenient way so that it makes data searches organized and proper and faster. So it's a service out of many services in HDFS. So if you go there and if you look into Cloudera Manager, I'm sorry that it has not yet launched. I'm trying since like almost half an hour. I'm not sure why it is not connecting. Anyway, let it start. So here, Hive is just one of the services in Hadoop ecosystem. Ecosystem is an environment that contains many components, many parts that work together. Okay, and many of these parts are independent, and many of these parts are dependent on other services. Okay, there are certain kinds of dependencies. For example, Hive cannot do its work unless it uses MapReduce. Okay, just Hive again. Simply, Hive is a service that works on data that are present in MapReduce. If you have your data, on the top of MapReduce and HDFS. Okay, so if you don't keep your data in Hadoop distributed file system, Hive cannot read the data. For example, if you have some data on your Windows machine or your Mac machine, Hive is helpless. Hive cannot do its operation. It cannot analyze data. This is why you have to keep data inside HDFS, and there is a particular directory that is known as warehouse directory. Okay, where you can keep all the files for Hive. So this is the general case, but also you can keep your files or data outside the warehouse directory. I'll show you. Okay, services are up with many issues. You can see Hive. Okay, still some warnings. Okay, it should be green. Connecting health. Okay, not a problem. So if I go to the file browser, okay, let me show you. It's really slow. I restarted the computer already so that I can show you things faster. File browsers, let's go there. Let it open. By this time, let's go there. And again, I'm recapping some of the things. So Hive can work on relational data only. That means the data that comes in the form of columns and headers, columns and rows. Okay, and this data can have column headers, or may not column headers. It is not very important. But the nature of the data should be historical data. That means the data coming from past, not live data, not currently changing data. Okay, that means frozen data. So historical data has some other names like static data. Okay, not dynamic. Okay, that means it's frozen or fixed in the fixed phase. Okay, or immutable data. You cannot make any change to the data. And legacy data. Okay, all these things are the same. Please just keep in mind that these are all the same thing. Sometimes you will say, your team is saying, hey, we need to work on legacy data, we need to work on static data, we need to work on historic data. So things like that. Okay. Well, so again, when you run a very simple query, show databases, create table, select all from customers table. So these type of things will trigger a set of chain reaction in the background. Okay. And what the background chain reaction, all are centered on MapReduce. So MapReduce processing framework will get triggered and do the processing thing and eventually bring the output to you. Okay, so that's a complex process. I'll cover up that later, but let's get some kind of familiarity with these things. Okay, so here you see there are different types of directories. Okay, this is a file browser. Okay, of hardware file system. So if I go there and you see different types of file systems, so you see all database, all these are folders, okay, directories. Okay, so let me click this one, user. I can click it here, or I can type in after root. So this / is the root. Okay, if I go there and type in users, okay, and hit enter. But at the beginning, you have to give the / because you have to indicate you are using the user directory under root. Okay, you see. Now next to that, you see some other directories. Okay, and we are working on Hive. So Hive is another directory. Okay, so here you see D in the front. That means this is a directory. Can you see that? I highlighted this one. Okay. So now again / because this is another directory. Okay, we're going inside Hive. Hit enter or click. Now you see warehouse directory. So that is where all the data files for HDFS and for Hive is stored. Okay, so let's go inside. I think it doesn't have anything inside. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we created another database. So that database is present inside the warehouse directory. So this is the default directory, user Hive warehouse. Okay, so you have to remember that. Some interviewer may ask you, what is the directory where Hive stores its data by default? Okay, so this is the directory where Hive stores data and schema, okay, by default. Okay. So user Hive warehouse. Okay, remember this one. Yeah. Okay, so now we will be trying out some basic commands that we started in the last session, but we couldn't complete. Okay, so here I have started Hive using the Hive command. Give me a minute, please, everyone. Hello. Okay. So how can I start Hive from command line or terminal? Very simple. I'm closing everything. Okay, I'm going here. Open a terminal. Okay. Terminal has launched. Okay, let's see. Okay, now just type in Hive. Okay, so if I hit enter, it will trigger the initiation or invocation of Hive. Okay, it will launch Hive. So this is one of the many ways we can start Hive. I'm sorry that my computer is too slow. Okay. Okay. So how we can start? And start Hive. Okay. So the first way is that, okay, there are many ways I'm telling you from terminal. We can start Hive by running the command, running this command. Okay, just Hive this command. Okay. Has it launched? Yes, you can see. So here a logging got initialized using configuration in jar file. Okay. And this is the jar file you see here, this one of these. And again, Hive uses log4j jar. This is a logging system. That means it's a listener what is happening in the background processes. Log4j will capture everything, what services started, what are the failures, all the error messages you see, because log4j is there. Okay, and it comes by default. Please remember that for your note, for your information. Okay, log4j is the logging system. Logging system in Hive. Okay, I'm going back. I think, yeah, I have already came out of Hive. Again, I need to go there. Okay, now you keep looking into other messages. Warning, Hive command line interface is deprecated. Okay, this highlighted part, that means the developers who are still trying to develop Hadoop, they are no longer working on that Hive command line interface. They are not supporting this. They are not improving it. Okay. So since they're not improving it, this is what is known as deprecation. Okay. That means outdated, obsolete. So they are not working on that. So now migration to Beeline is recommended. Okay. So Beeline is another kind of connector through which we can connect to Hive. Okay. Now let's see Hive. We can run show databases. Hit enter, and it will give us a list of databases that are present. There are two databases, Rahat and default. Okay, so let me come out of this. I'm pressing Ctrl+C. It's taking me out of the Hive. Okay, now it was saying something like Beeline. Okay, so I'm running that command Beeline. Okay, now we see Beeline version 1. Okay, this is Beeline version, and this is Cloudera distribution Hadoop. This is a Hadoop version. Okay, now Beeline has launched. Now I run the same command, show databases. Okay, no connection. That means here the problem is that you have to establish a connection. Okay, let me try. I forgot the command, and still let me try. JDBC. Hmm. 10,000. I'm not sure it will launch or not. No, I need to check because I forgot the command. Actually, this is not quite often. So when you'll be working in your project, they will be providing that thing. Okay, so let's check Beeline connector. Connector for Hive. So I'm not sure it will give me the exact thing, but beeline connector for Hive. See what it is. So by default, you have to know that the connect JDBC to localhost port number. Okay, I got it. Taking a note. So you have to establish a connection. Okay, exclamation. And we're connecting through Java database connectivity. Okay, Hive version 2, and we have to give the port number 10,000. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see if it's correct. No, I am not sure, but still VLAN is there. VLAN has, but connection has not been established. So I'm going to check it again. So you don't need to remember this because that connection will be given by your team. So I'm not sure why it's not working. Okay. Connect JDBC2 / localhost. I'm giving this a try. Another try. I'm taking a note here. Okay. So we can connect to Hive. The first one is this, and the second one is through beeline. Okay. And beeline connector is that beeline connector. Okay. Exclamation sign connect JDBC : Hive-2, and the host is localhost, or we can go for like 127.0.0.1, and port number is 10,000. 10,000. Okay, and database default database. I'm not sure if it will run for sure or not, but just to give you an idea that this is how we can connect to JDBC to Hive. Just one more minute. Okay, pasting it here. Okay. No current connection. That means for some reason the connection is not working. Yes, and at the beginning I need to take it off. So connecting to JDBC. Okay, it's now working fine. Yeah. So connecting to JDBC Hive. Okay, default. Enter username. You know the name Cloudera, right? And the password is Cloudera as well. Okay. So now let's see if it works or not. Okay, so here this is the connection string. What we call this as a connection string. You have to remember that. So this is the connection string. Okay. So up to that.
Can you share it to the chat box, please? I just want to see if it
Yes, sure. Not a problem. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So sometimes you have to take care of these because the system itself often uses dynamic host configuration protocol (DHCP). So in that case, that may change. Okay, I'm sharing this. Okay, everyone, please let me know if you got this. Okay, so the connection has been established. Okay, I'm clearing everything. So we have connected to Hive through JDBC connector. Okay, through localhost and this 10,000 port number, and we have connected to default databases. Okay, so now show tables. Okay, tables. So it will show you, it will list all the tables that is present there. Okay, Here there is no table, that's why we don't see. Okay, table name, no table is there. Okay, no rows selected. Okay, so I'm going back to a Hive environment again, and here again you see one more thing. Be careful, everyone. So when I run this command, show tables, command like that, so it starts some operation in the map reduce. Okay, so here you see for that a query ID will be generated, so a job will be triggered. So you just see one of many things that is happening. Since it's a very simple query, it don't give you much information. Well, I'm coming out of it. I'm just using Hive again because Hive is more convenient. It will give us less logs unless there is an error. And this is how it will be working. And don't think that Hive is the only thing you have to use in your workplace. So this connection string could be bigger. Okay, it can have many things, but the company will provide the connection string how you need to use. Okay, so we're back in Hive. So first command, show databases. So we can see the list of databases. Okay, default database and Rahat databases. So now I want to connect Rahat database. So I have to use it. Use Rahat. Okay, and this thing. Okay, so Rahat database connection has been established. Okay, so now let's see what are the tables present inside Rahat database. Show tables. So there are 1, 2. Okay, 2 tables present here. And again, let's go for select all from Rahat. Okay, sorry, Rahat is not table name, people. Okay, yeah, so it's taking some time. So okay, so it is giving us the table name, column header, column headers, name of the people, address, city, state, name of the people, address, city, state. Okay, so here you see one common similarity. So whenever you type a SQL statement or Hive query language, you have to end with a semicolon. Okay, that's mandatory, like the way we did for our SQL. So, and whenever the query runs properly, you'll see OK as a confirmation. Okay, and it also gives you some idea about that how long it took. Okay, and how many records have been returned or fetched. So 3 rows. That means the first row is all about the column headers. This is a row. Second row is this one for the person 1, and this is the third row for person 2. Okay, so again I'm going back to my document. Okay, so all the Hive queries or statements end with a semicolon. Okay, this semicolon is a must. You have to give it, okay, at the end. Okay, and Hive queries or statements are similar to those of SQL. That means SQL queries are the same. This is why we call this as Hive query language or SQL. Okay. Okay. So any questions so far, everyone?
No question.
If you have any question, please ask me so that I can discuss again. Okay. Okay. So now, okay, I'm going back to Hive. Okay. So now you are inside Hive. So when you see Hive, the keyword in the terminal, now you will see that, or you will understand you are on Hive. So now you need to check something in HDFS within Hive. So how can you do that? If I run HDFS, DFS, and list of files and directories within root directory. So does it work? Even if I do that, you see a lot of errors. Okay, lot of errors. Parts driver, okay, parts driver, local, and lot of other things. Okay, so we can do that, but here what we need to do, we need to use an exclamation mark at the beginning, and if you run that with semicolon at the end, so please wait for some time. Okay, now you see everything can be seen and you are still inside Hive. So I run this command. Did you get that point? So if you want to run a Hadoop command or any Linux command, you have to give an exclamation at the beginning. Okay, and since you are still within a Hive, you have to give a semicolon at the end. So if you can do that, you can see the list of directories within the root directory. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, good. So now sometimes you need to check something, like you need to check the calendar. Okay. So run this one. So calendar is not, this command calendar is not supported by Hive. Hive does not have any command like this. Okay, it gives us a lot of different errors, but still we can do that command like this or date or any command. Okay, that means for Linux based command or HDFS command we need to use this. Okay? So again I'm going to write this for you. To run any command, any Linux or HDFS command from Hive shell or prompts, we need to use an exclamation sign at the beginning. Okay. And a semicolon at the end. Oh, sorry, just change it to some emoji like this one. So here is JFS, JFS, LS, and things like this. Okay, so let's go and create some tables. Okay. All right. So select show tables to see what are the tables there. Show tables. Okay. There are two tables, people and sample. Okay. Let's create a table. Okay. So what shall be the command? Creating a table in Hive. What is the command? It's like the same command we learned in our SQL discussions. Okay, if you are not aware of that, so you have to use create table, okay, and let's say students. Okay, now we have to give some column headers and the data types, that is schema. We have to pass the schema. Okay, so column headers like student ID, let's keep it short, SID, okay, the data type is integer, okay, and student name, student or S name, okay, S address, so S name is the column name, but we have to give the data type string or variable character, okay, string again, okay, and city string again, and zip code, okay, so zip as a string, okay, and since it's a Hive command, we have to give a semicolon at the end, okay, so this is the SQL, okay, Hive query language. I'm going there and running this one, okay, create table students, SID is integer. Let's run this one and see what is happening. So if the command is successful, then we see, okay, and the time took is 6:47 millisecond, okay, so now we can insert some values, okay, so here, okay, insert into the table name, okay, student, and what are the values we need to pass here. Since the data type is already declared, okay, so we don't need integer here, we don't need string here, and we don't need a string here. We don't need the data types, we just need the column headers, okay, and here we need to pass the values, okay, so for values you can insert like this, okay, so student ID 001, okay, name, for example, let me take it out of it, okay, and Notepad is better, because why Notepad is better, let me tell you. So here, let's see, we give some name, Rahat, okay, and single quotes, you see, the single quote is kind of different, you see this single quote is like a little bend, okay, but over here, you see, if I, okay, so insert into table, okay, student ID, this is the one, and student name, like, since it is a string, we have to Rahat, okay, so now you see the difference between this one and this one. Everyone, is that clear? Do you see the difference between these two?
Yeah.
Okay, so these may not work. The small and the bend one may not work, but the straight one, that will be working for sure. So be careful of that. Okay, address like Jamaica. Okay, and here double quotes or single quotes, both work fine. City New York, NY, several by value like 11432. Okay, so this is one of the records. Okay, so let's run this to check if it is working. Then we can note some other data. Okay.
Zip, you don't use like string zip code.
Sorry,
The string is zip code is not a string.
zip code is not a string.
Notation.
Yeah, zip code. That's why I did not use any single quotes or double quotes.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
the same for student ID.
But when you create the
Sorry.
table,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, bhai. Yeah. Okay, integer. Okay, fine. Thank you. So I'm taking it down there, and from here, let me run this command. Okay, and let's see. Okay, so here you see insert into students. Okay, there is student. So there must be some errors. Okay, so
Previously we used
Yeah, I
as
think
zip code
you
as a
see-
Take the
string.
string. We make the table
No,
with
not.
string, the zip code.
So you see it has already given an extraneous input. So this is what Hive was not expecting. So let me run this command again and see. Yes. So you see the query ID and the job has triggered. Okay, launching job, each and everything, and mapper jump into action. You see. So mapper is working, starting job. Okay, and submission of job ID, everything is there. Okay, so mapper is working, but there is no reducer operator. So let's see, it takes some time. Since MapReduce performs various processes in the background, so it takes a while. Okay, now you see mappers are working, mappers, and also reducers, no reducer. Okay, that means it's a MapReduce job. So everybody, if you run a query like this on your system, please try to understand the logs. What are the things? Okay? And you see that if you want to kill that job, you can do that. Okay, so loading data into tables. Okay, what is the table name? Students table, and it is coming under Rahat directory, or sorry, Rahat database. Okay, so number of file it worked on, one file. How many rows it included? One. Total size 25 bytes. Raw data size 24 byte. MapReduce job launched. These are the stages. Successful. Total. Okay. MapReduce time, CPU time is spent 4 seconds and 300 milliseconds. And okay. And the total time it took is 72, more than 72 seconds. So now let's check, select all from students. Okay, let me run this one. Now you see Rahat, Jamaica, and you see that the output. Okay, so anyone has any question on how to create a table and how to insert values?
No.
Anyone has any question on
I know that.
how we can create a table, basic simple table, and how to insert values? Hello, I do not hear
We know
you.
that.
I'm sorry?
You T-shirt.
No question.
We know that.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thanks for confirming this. Okay, so now you are not, it is very unlikely that you will see a very simple table like this. Okay, with all these very simple databases like integer, string, and things like that. You're likely to see very complex query, but no worries. Okay, I'll show you the building blocks or ABCD of that queries, complex data types. You have to practice and you have to become more and more proficient. Okay, at least I'll try to give you some idea. If you learn those, so you can understand. Okay, so now if you have a very complex query and you don't know what are the column headers and what are the data types, you may come across the column headers, but you may not be aware of the data types. Okay, so instead of integer, I can declare it as a string as well. Okay, if I put double quote around this, I can get zip as a string, not a problem. But to process or analysis of data, you must specifically be aware of what exactly data type that was declared. Okay, so how we can check how the data was declared or how the table was designed? So we have to go show create table. Okay, create table, and the name of the table is students. Okay, so if you run this one, so you don't see things in a proper way. It came some lot of information. Okay, let's check what is in there. So if you run show create table and the table name, it is okay. That means the query is run fine. So it is giving that table was designed in that way with this create table and student database. Student table name. The student ID was declared as integer. The student name was declared as a string. Student address was declared as a string. City as a string and zip as a string. Okay, I think I did that way. Okay, maybe. Okay, and you see there are some row format sorting. That's a little complex thing. I'll explain that later. Okay, stored as input format. Okay, text input format, output format, and now you see everyone. That is the most important part. Location. I already told one thing about location. Can you please, any one of you, tell me that from here? What did I say?
User Hive warehouse and then rahat.db.
Yes, that is the point. Thank you. So when you create a table, by default, that table it gets created inside user Hive warehouse directory. Okay. And definitely that directory was created inside HDFS system. Okay, HDFS directory. Okay, and Cloudera is the hosting system. That means I gave 127.0.0.1 as a host IP. So instead of this, the DNS name. So quick start and Cloudera. This is a port number. Okay, now you can do that. Okay, so table property, column state accuracy true, number of files 1, row number, total size, and transient last DDL time. Okay, that means when we perform the DDL operation, I think I did not tell you about DDL operations. Okay, so DDL means database definition language. Okay. That means here, for example, I have declared a table. I have defined the table. Okay. Then I'm going to create a table. The name of the table should be students. And these are the column headers. Okay. And these are the data types. So this is how I designed a student table. So when you're going to design a table or database, create database and something, so you're going to run DDL, okay, language. Now you see another thing is that transient last DDL time. That means the exact time when we performed our DDL command or DDL operation, and you see that time format. So it's a kind of weird time format. We're not usually familiar with this. So what does it mean? Okay. Let me tell you about timestamp in group is written in the format of epoch time. So this is the format, okay? And if we see an example, this is the one. So here, the computer scientists started a particular day, probably, I'm not sure, but probably on 1970s, okay? 1st of January 1970s or a date like so. From here, they started counting each of the seconds, okay? And the seconds are getting added to the here, to the last place, giving us a number like this, okay? So how to convert or how to read this, okay? So you can check epoch time converter, okay? You can go for that and you can convert, okay? So here, this was the time. Let me copy 836 at the end, 836, okay? Now I'll Okay, so I have converted to human readable time format. So that time was Saturday, November 20th, 2021 p.m. Okay, that is GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, and this is for my time zone. So I'm from Texas right now, so it's Central Time Zone, and you see the accuracy 49. That means 9 minutes ago I created the file. Okay, and overall, in general, it gives me an idea that this time is actually 8 minutes ago from my system time. Okay, so you got that point, everyone? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, man.
So you see, epoch time is getting changes towards the end. That means 1 second is being added at the end. Okay, you see. So it keeps running like this. So everywhere you see this type of timestamp, you will understand that that is a epoch time. So there are computer programs so that you can convert epoch times into human readable times. So there is a discussion for later sessions. Okay. So now we have created a table. Okay. Okay. So now if you want to drop table or delete table, drop table. Okay. Before dropping, let me show you other things. Okay. So now if we have tried this one. Okay, show create table. Okay, show create table, students. This is how we see the schema of the table. Okay, so DDL language to see the DDL. Okay, here is an example. So show create table. Okay, that is a command you can run to see how the table was created. Okay. Okay. Okay, but this is not enough. Okay, if you want to give more information on how the DDL was created or more information about the table, so you can go there and you have to write something. Well, everyone, I need to leave early today, so within 15 minutes I will leave for today. I have something to take care of, but I'll keep the discussion on for the next session. Okay, so now the other command is describe students. So if I run this one, it will just give you schema. That means here you see the column IDs on the left hand side. Student ID, integer type, student name, string type, addresses, string type, city, string type, zip, string type. So it will give you just a very short, okay, schema information. Okay. So we can run other commands like describe students. Okay. Okay. So now if you want to get more information on that, you have to run another command. If you want to get some more extensive information, you have to run this command, extended students. Now you see a lot of information. Describe extended students. So you see this extended log, detailed table information, the table name, DB name. You see everyone, who is the owner, the create time, epoch time, definitely, last access time, retention time. Retention means if you want to keep a data for last 30 days, coming 30 days, after December 31st, that file will be on call. So you can set a retention time. Okay. So a lot of information, data type. You see field schema. I was talking about schema. The field schemas are named as name Jeep. Okay, field schema name Jeep, type string. Field schema city, type string. So this is all about information, and the directory path. Okay, location you see here, input format, output format, and everything. Okay, so this is a way, and you can see. And here you have to remember one thing: table type. Table type, manage table. Okay, so that is one thing that I'll be discussing very shortly. Okay, so table type. Okay, table type, manage type, or internal table, and table type, manage type of manage table, and external table. Okay. So here we run a command describe extended students. Fine. And again, okay, but the information present there was some jumbled information. All the informations roughly, there is not pretty much organized. Okay, the information is present here and there. So how can we get the information well organized or structured? Is there any way? Yes, there is. So here, instead of extended, we have to give formatted. Okay, so let's run this and check what is happening. Okay. Okay, so now you see formatted. When I run this one, describe formatted. Okay, it gives us information about the column names. These are the column names on the left, and the data types. I have not given any comment, so no comment is here. And detailed table information: database, Rahat, owner, Cloudera, create time. Now we see human readable format, Pacific Standard Time, last time access unknown, protected mode none, retention time 0, exact location in HDFS. Okay, especially you have to look into this Hive user warehouse directory. Okay, and table type, manage table. Okay, and table parameters: how many columns are there, how many rows are there, the data size in byte, and all other storage information. Okay, compression, no compression applied, number of buckets 0, none. Okay, a lot of things. So here we have seen one thing: table type is manage type. Okay, so here any table that gets created inside hive.warehouse directory, that table is known as manage table. Okay, so if you want to create another table, so you can do that. Okay, so here user Hive warehouse directory is the place where Hive tables get created by default, and those type of tables are known as, or those type of tables known as manage table. Okay, so manage tables get created inside here by default. Okay, so any table that gets created inside this directory, so is known as a managed table or an internal table. You have to remember this point very precisely, because that's an interview question. It's very likely that they may ask you what is the difference between internal and external table. Okay, so the first one. So now from the name, what do you understand about external table?
Maybe outside of AWS system.
Outside of what?
Hadoop system. Outside of Hadoop system.
No. You have to have the directory inside HDFS, right? There is no way you can get the file table outside HDFS. That means it will somewhere be inside HDFS. So the table is already inside HDFS. So what makes it an external table?
Maybe outside this directory.
What directory?
Warehouse.
No, you have to give this complete path.
Oh,
User Hive warehouse directory. Okay.
Warehouse. Okay.
Yes. So any table outside this is an external table. Okay. Null table. Sorry, external table. Okay, any table outside this directory is an external table. Okay, so we will learn more about that later. Okay, so everyone, I have to drop off now. Okay, we'll be discussing on what do we mean by managed. Okay, so we are calling internal table as managed table. So what management aspect is associated, we will be discussing in our next session. So with that, I'm going to drop off for today, and everyone, please keep learning and let me know if you have any question or any queries or anything. Okay.
A quick question.
Yes.
How do I get out of the Hive in the terminal?
Okay. So in order to get out of terminal, Hive terminal, Control plus L. This is to clear the terminal screen. Okay. L. I'm highlighting this as L. Okay, and Control plus C. C means closes. To close the terminal screen or terminal. Okay. Close the Hive actually. Closes to close Hive and come back to Cloudera terminal. Cloudera terminal. Okay. So here Control C means closing. Okay. And Control L means clearing. Okay, so I'm closing this Hive, just Control and C. So it will take a while. Now I get back to Cloudera terminal. Okay, you see the difference here and there, $sign. Okay. Now if I quit Control D, okay, Control D will close the Cloudera terminal. I am not sure what does this mean. D mean. So Control D. Okay, quits the or exits. I better write quits the Cloudera terminal. Okay, quits or closes. Well, with this, we are done for today, and I'm going to add this somewhere else. Just give me a minute. Data analytics. Okay, I'll organize things. Let's make some progress. Then we can. I think we added something here, and I think all of you have done the homeworks. That is very good, really encouraging for me and for everyone. So, okay, so Hive, so today is 22nd, sorry, 20th, Hive day 2. So everyone, these two files have already been shared with you. If anyone has any problem accessing these, please let me know. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hive session 2, day 2. Yeah. The format got changed, but anyway, it works. Okay. If anyone gets some chance, please organize this. Okay. Do some formatting stuff. Get rid of these free spaces in between. Okay. But it can be read and somehow it works. Okay. So everyone, I need to leave for today. Thank you. Allah Hafiz and Assalamu Alaikum. Just keep connected for any questions. Okay?
Allah Hafiz. Walaikum assalam.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Assalamu
Thank you.
Anything?
No, bhaiya.
Okay. Allah Hafiz then.
Thank you. Jai.
Okay. I'm stopping and I'm just leaving the meeting. Allah Hafiz.